Now we'll cross over to Awka to join our new central correspondent, Azu and Chinwe Ugele, who are standing by to bring us the latest. Austin, good afternoon. Chinwe, good afternoon. Austin, can you give us an update? As we see, there are several opposition parties and observers who have, expressed both jubilation and skepticism following Soludo's victory. Can you tell us how the main opposition parties responded and what are the key concerns that they've raised about the conduct of this election?
Okay, good afternoon. We are currently at Awka as well, the capital of Anambra State. And earlier on, we had the press briefing from the APC governorship candidate, that's Nicholas Ukashuku, where he raised a lot of concerns about the outcome of the election. However, he actually alleged voter intimidation. He alleged that his supporters were beaten up, and one of his supporters' houses at Anambra West was burnt down. And not only that, his deputy was harassed by the military and so on and so forth. So a lot of issues were actually raised from the press conference. But for what of time, we would like to engage the APC Zonal Organizing Secretary for Southeast, that's Dozie Ikedefe. All right, sir. Okay. Good afternoon to you, sir. Good afternoon. Now, the election has been won and lost. So what's your take following the conclusion of the election, sir?
Well, thank you so much for having me. Yes, the election has come and gone, but you have to understand that the election continues because we are reviewing the things that happened yesterday, Saturday, during the Anambra Governorship Election. And particularly, I wasn't very surprised because we continue to see the desperation of the Apoga-led government in Anambra State, where they continue to perpetuate violence on the voters of Anambra State. And also, something of importance to note is that there was a lot of voter intimidation and vote buying in Anambra State by the Apoga-led government. And some of their agents were caught at the polling centers, intimidating, harassing, and buying votes, inducing voters with money. So we as a party, we are reviewing the things that happened. We as a campaign organization, we are reviewing the things that happened. And our candidate, Prince Dr. Nicholas Ukashuku, has continued to thank the voters in Anambra State for their overwhelming support, for coming out to support us through the process. But like I said, we will continue to review, and then we'll sit down maybe in the next 24 hours and take a decision on what needs to be done.
Okay, you talked about voters intimidation, vote buying, and can you let's talk about the vote buying. Does it mean that your party did not in any way, buy any votes?
Well, APC as a party, we have not encouraged vote buying. We did not encourage voter intimidation. I served as a DG of the campaign, and through my watch, we did not encourage vote buying and voter intimidation. So, and I don't have any report that came to my table saying that APC was involved in vote buying. We believe in democracy, and we believe that part of the tenets of democracy is that the voters should be allowed to go and exercise their franchise. The process has to be free, fair, and credible, and that's what we believe. And yesterday, APC as a party proved that we wanted a free, fair, credible process. So, to answer your question, APC was not involved in any form of vote buying. And APC was not involved in any form of violence. Election is not a do-or-die affair. Our candidate is a man of God, is a pastor, ordained pastor. So he could not have encouraged that. And me running the campaign, I did not encourage that. So there's no report anywhere in the state where an APC member or APC agent was involved in voter intimidation or vote buying.
Okay, can you please throw more light on who intimidated your members in this election?
Well, you have to understand that in my constituency, one of my top agents was pretty much taken away against his wish not by the police, for not doing anything. And we resisted that. And that continued. So in the not local government where I come from, we had at least cases that came to my table was over 20 cases that came to my table where our party agents were molested for no reason. And where our party agents were molested because the other party felt that we were taking the lead in the different polling centers. The people that came out early to vote realized that people were voting for APC. So the other people regrouped. Yes, and I would say APGA, so you can quote me on that and hold me to account to that. Yes, APGA and APGA agents went and started harassing and beating up and intimidating and chasing away our party agents in our strong areas, and that happened.
All right, as a DG for the APC governorship candidate, that's Nicholas Ukashuku. Okay, sir, there was a report yesterday about someone who was killed at Oruba South, precisely Ezakola community. Are you aware of that incident? If yes, provide us more information about it.
Yes, I am aware of that, where an APC agent was killed in one of the local governments. But I cannot comment on it right now because I don't have all the details. So I would not want to speculate on it.
Okay, now that the Governor Soludo has been re-elected, will your party APC support him now, or what next for your party?
Anambra State has always been a peaceful state as far as supporting the government in power, and I don't see that changing. But however, we still have areas or parts of the election process that we are going to review. Then after that, if there is need to challenge the process in court, challenge the outcome in court, then we will do that. And at the end of the challenge, if Soludo is declared the winner, of course we will give him maximum support. But right now it's not over. And you ask yourself, in his last election, he scored about 100 and something thousand votes in Anambra State. And yesterday, we recorded very high voter apathy in Anambra State. So I begin to ask, how did he score over 4,000 votes in the election? So these are gray areas that we are still looking into. And we are still studying, we still have reports, gathering reports, and after that we study our reports and then we take a final decision on what needs to be done.
Right.
All right.
Austin.
Okay, just stay with me for a while. Yes. All right. Okay.
Austin, please.
Back to you in the studio.
Awesome. Austin, just hold on. We'll come back to you while we move over to Chinwe Ugele. Chinwe, Governor Soludo, in his victory speech, described the election result as a reflection of the people's will and a test of federal institutions. How much of that narrative is being echoed on the ground where you are, and how are the citizens, the residents in Anambra reacting? Are they reacting with confidence or with caution?
Oh, well, the residents of Anambra State, whether at Aguata or here in Awka, most of them support the result that INEC declared this morning. A lot of them who didn't know, who were in church when the results were declared, when we ask them questions, the first thing they say is, please, who won? Just tell me Soludo is back to seat. So, and then there were others who just wouldn't speak because they were not confident with the result. So, but basically the mood of the people is that, okay, fine and good, so let us continue with the evil that we know and that we can deal with. So I have here with me an ardent supporter of APGA, Mrs. Caroline Chukwujofo. Okay, so she'll be helping to talk about some of the things that happened where she voted and within the town. Good day, ma'am. So tell me, did you vote yesterday?
Yes, I voted yesterday.
Where did you vote?
I voted for Ogwale, for Uku Fruit.
Okay, so tell me what happened there. Did people fight and did people...
Hey, yesterday, that place, when I went there, no problem, everybody sit down. Everybody relax, even noise, there's no noise that place. I vote peacefully, everything goes well. As I saw yesterday, so everything goes well. And we thank God because we have been praying about it. Let peace reign in this election. And by the grace of God, with the peace reign. I didn't hear any crisis or any problem about vote yesterday. That is what I noticed yesterday.
Okay, but did you also notice people trying to bribe people to vote for them?
No, I didn't say to search about that one. Me, I didn't see that one.
Okay, ma. So, but are you happy with the situation of things now?
Yes, I'm very happy. I'm very happy because everything goes well.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, ma. So, you heard her. This is just one of the supporters of the governor, and she has come to say that what happened yesterday, today's result is the true reflection of the exercise yesterday, and that goes to re-echo what any person who is the governor's supporter would say concerning the election. Go ahead. You can go.
Okay, thank you so much, Chinwe, for that update. Let's move back to Austin. Austin, have you been able to talk to some other people there, and are there any other updates that you have for us at the moment?
Okay, before we wrap up, I think we are still on the conversation with the DJ campaign organization for the APC governorship candidates. That's Dossier Ike Dife. All right, okay. Before we end this conversation, sir, now the atmosphere has been relaxed to some extent. Election has been won and lost, but some persons are aggrieved at this point in time, and we don't want to see a situation whereby the state will be boiling again. So what advice do you have for your supporters to ensure they are able to maintain the peace while the APC pursue its legal battle?
Well, I have to tell you, we've not had political tensions in Anambra State. So when the state is boiling, the state is not boiling out of political tension. The state boils out of lack of insecurity in Anambra State. The state boils because the government of the state has not been able to secure lives and property in the state. Through the campaign process, you will not have heard stories of violence anywhere in Anambra State. And APC definitely did not engage in any form of violence. We are busy people, Anambra people are busy, and they have things that they're doing. So at the end of the process, people go about their businesses. So now that voting has been concluded, people are going to go about their businesses, and then if need be, and based on the decisions of the party and the candidate, if we need to challenge the process, then the challenge will be in the courts, in the courtroom. So, and when we go to the courtroom, there won't be any tension on the streets. So to answer your question, Anambra has never been boiling because of political tension or because of opposition agitation. Rather, Anambra has been boiling because the state government has been breaking people's legs with their non-state actors. Anambra has been boiling because non-state actors has continued to occupy some parts of Anambra State. So to that extent, yes, there is tension in the state. But I don't think that I've not seen YPP people on the street protesting or fighting, or I've not seen Labour people on the streets protesting or fighting. And definitely we in the APC, we have not been on the streets protesting and fighting. At the end of the day, we're all friends, we're all from Anambra State, and nobody's going to burn down the state. But we can disagree politically. And in this process, we say that INEC, they came out, they did their job. They really came out to the polling centers on time to do their job. However, there was a lot of intimidation by the other party. There was a lot of intimidation by APGA in the different polling centers. There was a lot of intimidation by APGA, like you already know. One of our supporters, her house was burned down because she won the APGA people in her constituency. It's a young girl, and she did very well. And I also said, in areas where people came out to support the APC, APGA people besieged the area with a lot of violence. And in my polling center, APGA people were sharing, APGA supporters and agents were sharing 20,000.
Let me intercept you here, sir, interject a minute. Okay, now you talked about a house that was burnt down. Can you elaborate a little on it? The place where the house was burnt down?
Well, I don't have the address to give you.
Local government.
I think it was in Ayamelun local government. It's a young supporter of APC, very passionate person who did a lot of work. Let me intimate you with what we did in IPC Anambra State. We set up a good structure, going house to house, using the voter register to contact and start a relationship with voters. So we did this and it worked for us. We knew that being on TV wasn't going to answer the question for us. So this is one of the girls that led the house-to-house, door-to-door campaign for APC, and she won in her ward. So, and then Abga people resorted to violence.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Dozier Ikefidi. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you. Okay. All right. Okay, back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much, Austin, for the update and the interview. We appreciate it. Thank you.